Hey folks, as you can see in this picture, my propeller in my lower unit has been leaking some oil, and it is a little bit milky, so therefore we can tell that it has water inside of it. In this video I'm going to show you how to check that and see what's going on. This is probably the first thing that you want to check when you see this before you take it to a shop and spend lots of money. What you want to do is come up here to your propeller and take off your nut that holds it on. What you're going to do is you're going to have a retainer that holds the nut on. You're going to have to tap those down flat off of your nut, and then you can remove your nut. Okay, once you've removed your nut, pull your clip out like so. Alright, then your propeller should just pull right off like that. Alright, you can see some of the oils right there. Now let's inspect this real closely. Oh, there's the culprit. It appears that we have gotten into some fishing line. This is the most common problem that causes this to occur, this oil leak. This fishing line will get wrapped up in your shaft, and that will go down into your oil seal, and it'll cause your oil seal not to actually seal. So this is the first thing you want to check for. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and remove this nut, if at all possible. I may have to tap it out. Anyhow, folks, you got to get this fishing line out of there. All right, we got to remove everything that we have to get to the fishing line. Get it out of there. We need to drain this lower unit completely and refill it up with fresh gear oil. Okay, and if it still leaks, then you're going to need to think about replacing your seals. Folks, after removing all that old fishing line off of the drive shaft, I set the motor into its lowest position so I can tell where that oil is dripping out of. Keep in mind, I cleaned everything off first to get a fresh idea of where it's dripping. It may take some amount of time before you see a drip, but this will be a good idea to let you know where your problem is. What we're going to be doing next, folks, is we're going to be draining all of the contaminated oil out of the lower unit and refilling it with fresh gear oil. Okay, I'm draining my gear oil, folks, and as you can see from the looks of it, very, very little water has gotten inside that gear case, if any at all, just very little. If you could look down there beside the bucket that it's going into, you can see what it looks like once it had water mixed with it. So it's getting mixed with water somewhere, but it's not inside the gear case. That makes a mystery. Anyhow, I'm going to drain it and refill it and see if it continues to leak once I've removed that fishing line. Folks, this is the first step you want to go through. If I have to go any further with replacing seals or anything like that, I will make another video. To empty or drain it, you just take out your plug. There's a plug in the bottom of that thing. And then there's a vent. Okay, see it says vent. You just want to take those out and let it drain. And you may want to tilt your motor to an angle that it puts that hole downhill, okay, instead of uphill. You want that to be downhill. See, like if we go level, you see that hole is downhill from the rest of it, so everything can properly drain down. I'll be back once it's all drained out to show you how I refill it. Okay, folks, now that's been draining for a good 5 minutes, and it had a pretty nice little stream, but now it's just come to a constant drip, and I think it's now time to go ahead and refill it. What we want to do is bring our motor back down to a level position. While you still have your drain plug and your vent cap off, go ahead and screw in your tool that came with your gear oil. Okay, this is a pump, and you want to insert or screw that pump into the lower drain plug, not the vent, but you want to put it into the drain hole and just start pumping it slowly until you see oil start coming out the vent. You want to go slow so you don't get any air bubbles. You're going to get a little bit. It's going to be, you're not going to be able to avoid all the air bubbles, but they'll come out. The reason why you're doing this from the bottom up is so the air can come out. The air will rise to the top and come out the vent hole. Hopefully I still have enough in this can to do this, to fill this up. Once you see it start to come out the top, you want to stop pumping it and just let it sit for a little while and let the air rise to the top before you give it any more. Alright, here it is. It's starting to come out the top now. I'm going to go ahead and stop pumping and let the air rise. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, folks, it's been sitting for a while, maybe 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and give it just a half of a pump and see if I get any more at my top vent hole immediately. Yes, I do. I get some more fluid coming out. So I think that I can go ahead and replace my cap. And don't forget the washer and the O-ring, the little rubber O-ring that comes with that whenever you put that back on there. Let's just go ahead and put that in. Get it started by hand. Take our screwdriver and just snug it up. Being very careful not to over tighten it. Wipe off any excess oil we have. Now you notice I plugged the vent first. Okay, the reason that I did that for is so when I take the hose out of the bottom, it creates a vacuum and it doesn't allow my oil to drain out very fast and before I can get the plug into the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and raise the engine up to a more comfortable position for me to work on it. And I'm going to take that hose out of the bottom. And then I'm going to insert the drain plug along with its magnet, washer, and O-ring. So go ahead and remove that out. And immediately put our drain plug in there. Just like that. Very quickly. I might have lost one drop and that's it. We'll snug it up as we did the top vent plug. Just like so. Alright. Now, I'm going to keep it right here to where I can keep an eye on it and make sure it's not dripping. If it's dripping, I need to try to reseal it. We want to make sure that it's not dripping, and then that job's done. Thanks for watching. Once again, rednecksgonewild.com.